Can you bless me with something?
Oh, gosh.
Money wise. Please.
Can you suck it?
What?
So if we're talking, everything's good. I asked you to dinner.
Yeah.
Or coffee. You're like,
Yeah.
absolutely, great.
Yeah.
What date? So this is the truth of the situation. I said, what does your Friday or Saturday look like? Great. But mind you, we're not talking every day. Some days will go by just because we have lives, right? Oop. Uh-oh, she already made a face. What does that mean?
So I will say
Oh no.
even letting days go by without talking is, if you like me, you're probably not going to do that. And let me tell you something.
Yeah.
There is always somebody trying. You know, so if you're moving slow, there's somebody else who's not.
Ooh.
If you're skipping days, there's another man who's not skipping days. And he's trying to make that very clear.
I definitely
And he's
been
just
days.
looking, and if she's a cutie too, or if a lot of guys even are just giving her attention, I promise you there's somebody else who is not letting her forget them.
Shout out to her on that. I covered a video the other day. I think it's the Crab Legs and Kool-Aid podcast, if I'm not mistaken. Shout out to them. But this is another reason why, guys, that you can't take dating advice from women. What she says sounds good, but that's not how a woman's mind works. That's not how attraction works for women, based off of how much attention that a man gives her, like consistently back to back, right? Now, and this is very startling for women, but they know it's true, because I've had, I think, Lomax on my Lomax the brand, and we were talking about this, and she was like, if a man really likes you, he should be calling me. Don't wait X amount of days. He should be calling me to let me know that he's interested in me. That's the quickest way to turn a woman off. That's the quickest way, because all the other dudes are doing that. What she was just saying just now, that there are men vying. Yeah, there are men. There are other men who are actively calling her, texting her nonstop. And what are they getting? The cold shoulder, because it's just like every other man. You're not giving her a chance to wonder about you. He's too excited. She already knows she has you, as opposed to this guy who she doesn't know what's going on. She may have even forgotten about him. But when you do pop back up after a week or so and try to ask her out, that woman doesn't lose attraction for you just because some days have gone by, because you got to understand what she said is true, because attractive woman has tons of dudes hitting on her, right? Just you trying to stand out doesn't make a difference either way. What you have to do is you have to create an experience for her where she doesn't forget you. And that's being who you are. That's the things that you say. It's not about a cheat code. Either she's rocking with you or she's not. So you give her time to think about you if she does think about you. If not, you shoot your shot, or later on you text her, call her, and invite her out, and you leave her at that, because you're not acting like the rest of these thirsty dudes. I'm telling you from experience, guys. Don't let a woman tell you, because she's going to say whatever she thinks is, oh, I'm not going to forget the guy who's applying pressure. Applying pressure gets you ghosted. Applying pressure gets you ghosted. I'm telling you. I know. Keeping her company. Now, you got some women who just like to talk on the phone. They'll hit you up because they like to converse, because they're bored. They don't have a lot of stuff going on. But the guy that she's ultimately attracted to, she's looking for that, I need to wonder about him. That's how attraction builds, with the distance you guys are apart, the time you guys have apart. Not so much when you guys are together. That's how women are. Women are emotional beings, is what you need to understand, first of all. So with a woman being emotional, she goes through so many phases throughout the day of her thought process. So the same thing applies with you. So you can't overstimulate what's already there. You have to fall back, be aloof, and be a mystery to a woman. Women like mysteries, women like fairy tales, women like to imagine things. And you can't give her time to do that if you're always texting her. Every time she looks at, hey, beautiful, what's going on? How you doing? How's it going? All this stuff like that. It's not going to work like that. I'm just telling you from experience, guys. So I highly encourage you guys to set the date up and see what happens from there. But we got another video, guys. Let's get into it. Let's go.
What's your age?
I am 28.
What's the most you would spend on a first date?
Never go more than $50 ever. And the reason is because there's an 80% chance you're never going to see that woman again. She picked to go out on a date with you today, but she has 3 other dates lined up for next week and the week after that.
But we couldn't say the same thing about men?
Not in most cases, no. Most guys are struggling to get dates. Most guys don't have the options that even an average woman to below average woman has. Guys, you really have to set yourself apart, showcase either an attractive image, be charismatic, and or be persistent. And in some cases, all three, in order for you to even land a few dates a week.
But let's be honest. If you're really attracted to a woman, why wouldn't you just go all out and take her to the dinner for a first date?
Go for it. But it's always a risk. And if you're okay with having that experience and potentially never seeing her again, then by all means, it's your wallet. But with me, I don't like to waste my time. And I've realized that also when it comes to genuine desire, meaning a woman actually being physically attracted to you, actually having an interest towards you, she's not going to require all these crazy experiences. Some of my past girlfriends and some of the best women I've ever met walk in the park. Casual food, less than $12 a person.
Ice cream and coffee.
Very simple.
No, I think that's is it Austin Dunham? I think that's his name, if I'm not mistaken. Shout out to bro, he's absolutely right. And he's got that experience. And a lot of you dudes have got that experience, and you learn that sometimes that first date never leads to anything. So $50 I think is a good amount. Drinks and an appetizer, and just leave it at that. You don't need to be trying to get wasted on your end or trying to get her wasted. $50, because as he said, 80% of the time you're not going to see that chick again. And that's why it's all about numbers. What I go back to, guys, when I always say 10 to 20%. When you get the number, you ask a woman out, whatever the next step is, going to be 20% of that number. So I'm just being honest, guys. It's sales, man. This is sales. And once you understand sales and the conversion rate and all these other things, guys, you take the pressure off. And $50 investment, hey, if you're not for it, some women may not require that. But he's just throwing that number in terms of this is the most I'll spend for a date, which I feel him on that, coming from that background of knowing. Sometimes you may go over, but these $200, $300, $400 dates for a woman that can't go there herself and that is currently behind on a bill, but don't want to say, hey, I'd rather you give me the money for this and then you can clap. But life doesn't work like that a lot of times. Sometimes it does, man. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about these videos. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next videos. It's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. It's your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm the best. Let's run it up to 1 million. Quit playing with me. Peace.
Thinking of or going through a divorce? Contact Energy regarding family mediation. We utilize alternative measures such as faith-based, Tai Chi Cha, and math for mediation. Done arguing. I'm building an alliance with Energy.